Okay, let's do some yoga. Just get yourself in a comfortable kneeling or cross-legged position to begin with. Today we're going to do some supine and prone postures, which are going to help stretch the abdomen, increase flexibility in the spine and the hips, and strengthen the arms, the back and the legs. They're going to be challenging, some are restful, and remember, no force is necessary. Take your time, have patience with yourself, do not judge, and enjoy. So let us go into a supine position to begin with. Supine means laying down on your back. So get yourself down onto your back. Stretch and extend your legs along the mat. Allow there to be a nice connection of the trunk of your body. See if you can get the fullness of your spine to connect with the mat. If you feel that there's still a gap at this lower spine, you might like to just bend the knees, pick the hips and the buttocks up, tilt the pelvis, and really draw the base of the spine to connect with the mat. We're going to bring both our legs together, connecting our heels and our big toes. We're going to breathe in and take our hands up over our head so we get a nice full stretch through the whole of the body. From the pelvic girdle, the waist, you're going to think about stretching down to the toes, drawing the toes back towards the torso and the head, in the direction of the head, so that you get that complete stretch through your legs. And then from the waist, you're going to be drawing the hips up towards the rib cage, stretching up through the upper part of the body and really reaching along the arms and into the hands. Draw the chin down towards the chest so that you lengthen the upper neck. Unclench your teeth and tune into your flow of breath. And be aware of the synchronicity of the breath coming in as the chest rises and the breath exiting as the chest lowers. Really stretching into those fingertips and then gently releasing. You're going to keep your hands up over your head. Avoid having those shoulders drawing up by the ears though. Relax the shoulders down. You're going to breathe in, bend both knees in towards your torso, and then exhale, straighten those legs. Draw the toes down towards the trunk of the body. Now you want to draw all 10 toes down towards the torso. It's possible that you'll just be pulling those big toes down towards your body. So you want to push your insteps up towards the ceiling and draw the outstep of your feet to align with the instep so that your little toes can come down in alignment with your big toes. You're going to take a nice deep inhalation. You're going to bring awareness to your core muscles in the abdominals, and you're going to slowly lower those legs down. Unclench your teeth. Be aware that the stomach muscles are going to want to collapse. You want to retain their strength, really pulling that belly button in to connect with your lower spine. And then once the heels reach the floor, you'll take a breath in, draw those knees back in towards your chest. Exhale, straighten the legs, drawing the toes down towards the torso. Another breath in, and as you begin to exhale, lower the legs. Now you'll keep the breath flowing. Do not hold the breath as you descend the legs. Keep stretching through the upper body, along the arms, to the fingertips. And once those heels reach the floor, let go of any tension that you may have created. Breathe in, draw the knees in towards the chest. Exhale, straighten the legs. We've got a third time to do this now, remembering that as you repeat a movement or a position, it gives your mind and body time to really connect the communication they have with each other. Very slowly begin to lower those legs. As you breathe in, reach up through the torso, through the arms to the fingertips. Really press the backs of the hands, the knuckles into the mat, possibly using them as a lever as your legs lower. Unclench your teeth. See if you can just hold those feet a couple of inches above the ground and then allow them to release. Let your toes drop away from each other. Bring your arms to rest alongside your body. And breathe in and out. Take this time for reflection. The mind and the body need this space in between postures to collect information, to become aware if they've done the posture, the movement correctly. This pause in your practice is good nourishment. Good. Now we're going to move into Supta Padangusthasana, which is 1 foot in one hand whilst we're laying down. We've actually practiced this in an upright position, one of our standing postures, earlier in the yoga journey a few days back. Now we're going to do it lying down. If you have a belt or strap, then you may utilise that now. It does help with the connection of the hand to the foot. Okay, we're going to bring those heels together. We're still stretching down through to the feet, also whilst stretching in the opposite direction to the crown of the head. You're going to place your left hand on your left hip and you're going to breathe in and bend your right knee. You're going to bring 2 fingers and a thumb of your right hand to either collect the big toe, or you can use the full hand to collect the right instep, or you can put your belt or strap around the ball of the right foot and hold on to that. So your left hand is on your left hip to gently compress down. You want to keep both hips connected with the mat as you practice this. You can relax through that left leg. Draw your chin down towards your chest. Unclench your teeth. Take a deep breath in and create space, especially in the right hip. And as you exhale, you will begin to straighten that right leg. Do not judge yourself if the leg does not straighten immediately. It's all part of your practice. Your hamstring, this major part of the back of the leg, from back of the knee all the way up to the buttock, it will stretch and become more flexible in time, as will your Achilles tendon and your calf muscle. It's all about following your breath and understanding that you let go when you breathe out. You surrender as you exhale. So really tune in and experience that. You're going to take another breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to allow that right foot to drop out to your right hand side. Gentle pressure with that left hand onto your left hip. Draw your chin down towards your chest. Unclench your teeth. Keep both shoulders connected with the mat. You might find that the left shoulder wants to peel away from the mat, as will the left hip, but you just have gentle pressure there. And then you'll breathe in, draw that right leg back to a central position. Bring your left hand to rest on your right hamstring. Gently allow the right knee to bend, and then straighten the right leg along the mat. Again, let your arms roll away from your body. A deep breath in through the nostrils. The chest rises, the rib cage opens, the lungs inflate. And then a full, complete and conscious breath out. And then we'll journey to the other side. So we'll place the right hand on the right hip, gentle pressure on that right hip to keep it connected to the mat. We're going to breathe in and bend the left knee in towards the trunk of the body. Now's the time to put your belt or strap around the ball of your left foot, or hold your left foot with your left hand, or use 2 fingers and a thumb to connect around the big toe, your choice. A breath in, creating space in the left hip, and being aware that you're also stretching up through the torso, drawing the tummy away from the pelvic girdle. And when you exhale, you begin to straighten that left leg. Drop those shoulders away from the ears, unclench your teeth, relax along your jawline. Gently draw your chin down towards your chest so you can feel that you're resting centrally on the back of your skull. A nice breath in through the nose, and as you exhale, gently begin to relax and surrender in your left hip, allowing that left femur bone to rotate outwards with the left foot coming down towards the mat. Scan the body for any pockets of tension that you may be holding on to. Let them unravel with a breath out, with a nice long conscious breath out. Let go. And then when you next take a breath in, bring that left leg up to a central position, get your right hand onto that hamstring, nice little gentle rub as you bend the left knee, and allow that left leg to straighten along the mat. Let your toes drop away from each other, your heels are about hip width apart. Allow your arms to roll away from your hips, the knuckles into the mat, the fingers curl naturally. The supine pose, Savasana, pose of serenity. Give yourself a pause for reflection. Then we'll bring the heels of the feet together and we'll draw the hands out in line with the shoulders so that we're making a T position with the body. Again, we're going to activate and engage our abdominal muscles, continuing our process of growing strong from our very core. Let's breathe in, draw the knees in towards the chest. Keep your knees touching and your ankles touching and your big toes touching. In fact, use the thought that you have glued them together. They do not separate. See if you can keep the base of your spine as close to the mat as possible. You're going to take a breath in As you breathe out, you're going to take your knees over to the right, drawing them down toward the right armpit. Keep your left shoulder connected with the mat. It's going to want to lift up, but you want to keep both shoulders connected with the mat. From the right hand side, you'll breathe in, travel back through that central location, and then as you exhale, the knees, shins and toes come over to the left. Those knees you want coming down underneath the left armpit. Ensure that your left little toe and left knee reach the ground together. So be aware if you're bringing your toes down first or your knees down first. You want both shins to be perpendicular, and they want to rest down at the left hand side together at the same time. Breathe in, go back through the centre, exhale to the right. Let's get this movement flowing now in line with the breath. You'll always breathe in through the middle, the thighs crossing over the chest, and then you'll exhale as the shins come down to either side. Again, telling yourself that your knees, shins, ankles, big toes are glued together. If your knees start to separate, this will release the work of the deepest abdominal muscles. So you want to avoid that. You want to really get those deep abdominal muscles activated and engaged in the movement. Let's go one more time to each side, checking that our teeth are unclenched, that our chin is drawing down towards our chest, our face is soft, and then we'll bring those knees back to a central position. We'll bring the forearms around the shins. Give yourself a hug, really drawing those thighs close in towards the chest. A nice deep breath in and out. Allow the soles of the feet to rest into the mat briefly. That moment of reflection. Become aware of how you feel internally and externally. We're going to move on to the next level now, but if you prefer to go back to the previous level and stay working with the knees bent, then do so. We're going to take those hands out in line with our shoulders. We're going to breathe in, draw the thighs towards the chest, and then exhale, straighten the legs. Let's bring those toes down towards the trunk of the body, the little toes coming down in alignment with the big toes. Chin down towards your chest, unclench your teeth. Keep that great connection of both shoulders with the mat as you breathe in, and then exhale, taking those feet down and over towards the right hand. Again, you'll feel a natural want to draw that left shoulder to allow it to lift away from the mat, but you want to avoid that. Once your toes reach the right hand, you'll then breathe in, bring them back through the centre, and then exhale, lowering them down towards the left hand. Do not judge yourself if your feet and toes do not meet with the hand. It all takes time. You're beginning the process of strengthening your abdominal muscles. And it's most likely that these might be the first muscle group that you would have let go of and not practiced with for maybe a few years even. So it will take time, but as you know by now, if you've been following the daily yoga practice, It's all about having patience with the self, not forcing, and just day upon day building the strength. Let's go one more time to each side, rechecking your alignment, reconnecting with your breath, becoming aware if you are holding any tension, and if you can surrender that as you breathe out. The final time, bringing those toes down towards the left hand, the right shoulder staying connected with the mat. As you breathe in, drawing back to your original starting position, and then you'll bend the knees, bring the forearms round the shins, give yourself a hug, and release. Allow the soles of the feet to rest onto the mat, and then extend those legs to straighten. The heels of the feet hip width apart, the toes, let them drop out to the side. Allow your arms to roll outwards. Savasana. Check in with the rise and fall of your chest. Synchronize with the rise and fall of your tummy. Then we're going to bend the knees, roll onto our right hand side, and then roll all the way over onto our fronts into a prone position. Prone is when you are laying on your front. We're going to do Chaturanga Dandasana, the crocodile. Now this position is going to strengthen your arms. It's going to lengthen through your torso, strengthen your spine and your abdominals and your legs. It's a great position. It won't come to everyone immediately. So again, no judgment on the self. Just have some patient practice. You're going to bring the point of chin to the mat. You'll bring your hands either side of your chest. Have your palms of hands in line with the chest. Have your fingers spread, your middle finger of both hands pointing to the wall directly in front of you. Draw your elbows in nice and close into the sides of your body. So you particularly want to be looking at having wrists, elbows and shoulders on parallel lines with each side of the body, the left and right side. You want to turn your toes under. You want to push your heels towards the wall behind you. You're going to take a breath in and you're going to lift the body away from the mat. Now this may not happen immediately for some. You might find that you straight away lift your shoulders up and then try and draw the thighs away from the mat. But you want to think of yourself as being one plank of wood, one long plank of wood, and it's all coming up at the same time. It helps to scoop the tummy, tilt the pelvis, look at the mat beneath you, and release. Try this over a couple of times. It may not connect at first. It may take a while for the mind, for the body to say, what is the mind asking me to do? Point of chin on the mat. Get your arms nice and strong beside you. Breathe in and lift up. And then push the heels to the wall behind you. And release. Cross the arms, rest the cheek, allow the toes to touch each other and the heels to drop outward. Nice deep breath in and out. And then we will bring the hands back beside us. We will turn the toes under. We will take a breath in as we draw the shoulders and the chest away from the mat, and then pick up our thighs. Dog pose, head up. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now we're going to move into dog pose, head down. So we want to breathe in, pull the belly button to the base of the spine, raise the hips and the buttocks to the ceiling, take the weight of our head and shoulders back, and then begin the stretch down the backs of the legs. Pull the tummy in, the belly button, so that it connects with the base of the spine, and you're in like an inverted V position. Breathe. The ears are brushing along the insides of the upper arms. Look towards your thighs or your knees. Unclench your teeth. Then take a breath in as you bring the weight of the shoulders over the wrists, and you begin to lower the thighs just above the mat. Get the shoulders away from the ears, and then gently lower the thighs, turn the toes so that they flatten on the mat, and then draw energy from the tailbone to the crown of the head, always moving, progressing forward as you lower. Cross the hands and rest the cheek, and breathe in and out. You've got the compression of the mat beneath you against the front of your body, your chest. So bring your mind into your upper back body and allow the rib cage to open there, thus creating enough room for the lungs to expand. You can continually increase the capacity of your lungs by taking longer breaths in, taking just that little sip further at the top of the breath. And then let's turn ourselves onto our back once again into a supine position, Savasana. Corpse posture, have your feet hip width apart, your heels point towards each other, your toes drop outwards. Allow your arms to roll outwards, the knuckles resting into the mat. The fingers will curl naturally, and allow there to be space between the fingers. Draw your chin down towards your chest. Rest centrally on the back of your skull. Unclench your teeth and relax the tongue in the mouth. The tongue will swell in the mouth and touch on the teeth as it relaxes. Let it float centrally. Peel the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Close your eyelids over your eyeballs and then allow your eyeballs to rest back into their sockets. Take an inward view. Be aware of the air just in front of your face and of the breath that you are drawing into your nostrils right now. You can feel the cool air entering the nostrils, and here it is warmed, moistened and cleaned by thousands and thousands of tiny little hairs called villi. They capture all dust and dirt particles, and thus the air is cleaned before it travels down the back of the throat, past the larynx and the pharynx. And as it travels down the back of the throat, it then splits into two pipes called the bronchi. One enters the left lung, one enters the right. And then as your lungs inflate, they fill from bottom to top. The chest rises and the ribcage opens to make room for the inflating lungs. And then the reverse cycle, the lungs empty from top to bottom, the chest lowers, the ribcage closes, squeezing, pushing the air up into the bronchi to connect to the windpipe, pushing upwards past the larynx and the pharynx, and ejecting, exiting at the pharyngeal area, the back of the throat. Tune in to your cycle of breath. Travel with it. Immerse yourself in it and become it. This will give you greater insight into the self, and as you observe and notice that it lengthens and deepens, this will bring about a greater sense of calm to the mind and body. We'll then brush the thumbs across the fingertips to bring back the sense, the kinesthetic sense of touch. Wiggle your toes. Lick your lips for the sense of taste. Breathe in through the nostrils and become aware of any smells on or around you. And then opening the eyes, bringing back the sense of sight. Then bend your knees. Roll onto your right hand side into a fetal-like position to then bring yourself up, cross-legged, lifting up through the trunk of the body. Bring the palms together at the heart. Give thanks for your practice today. Have gratitude for what you have, everything you have, rather than what you do not have. And remember always that yoga is good for you.